Hey folks, thanks for joining me again. Looks like this is going to be a weekly thing or so buckle up, it's time for another episode. Alright, just a little bit of a preface to this week's episode. It may seem like I'm advertising myself quite a bit, but because of the nature of what I'm going to be talking about, I have examples from my own experience that I can use, and so it seemed to make the most sense as examples to use in this video. Today, our episode is going to be about self-employment. I am not an expert in this at all. I only recently started doing some self-employment work within the last year. I still have a part-time job. If it wasn't for having money coming in from different avenues, I probably wouldn't just be able to quit this job, go full-time into doing video. When I realized that I wasn't satisfied with anything else and video was, I guess, my passion, then that's something that I wanted to pursue. Now, this doesn't mean that I expect my business to last for 50 years necessarily, but hopefully at some point I'll either come to a position where I can go full-time into this, or it can be a good resume builder for applying to do some video stuff. So that really launches right into point number one, which is find your passion. Video was the thing that I was really excited about, and so I pursued video. Whatever that is, find it. Once you've determined it, start pursuing it. Places like YouTube make it very easy for you to keep your creative expressions flowing. You can simply do something like this and force yourself to post once a week or post every couple of days, but there are lots of really cheap, if not free ways to get your passion out there to the public. And then from there you can build some kind of a portfolio, and from there you can build your experience, and from there you build your knowledge of whatever it is that you are passionate about. Okay, and so this is launching right into point number two, which is building the basics. That is a logo, obviously a company or brand name of some kind, and probably a website. Now, if you're not a graphic expert, you might have a little bit of a tricky time doing the logo. I would say to you, come up with a logo, because that's important with starting to identify your brand, but people update their logos all the time. I'm not saying that you should change your logo every 2 weeks, because people will probably get confused, but if you've got a logo that you are, 90% okay with, I would say just go for it. Take a risk. If you're really not feeling it, by all means hold out until you've got something perfected. But otherwise, you've got the name, you've got the logo, you can push ahead into building some kind of online platform. Personally, my website showcases a little bit about myself and project examples, the options that I have for what kind of work I can do, and to contact me requesting work or requesting help with projects that they've got going on. If you're doing a different kind of business other than video, it might look completely different. But that's why I chose a website. And if you don't know somebody personally that can do websites, you're gonna have to purchase domain names and things like that at some point. But just start with something simple, start with something basic that you can do yourself. You can always switch a provider for your website in the future and make it look 10 times better. Until you have those resources, you can't really afford to do a lot, and neither could I. I actually reached out to some people for the website portion, for the logo portion. I kind of crowdsourced the brand name for myself. This was just all kind of to get other people's reactions to each thing, but as well as I needed help. I needed some direction. It took a little bit of research into what people around me were doing, how they were operating. If you really can't afford or can't figure out how to do a website, at least jump on Facebook and create a business page. It creates this separate identity that the public can connect with you in, really allows for that cheaper format in which to link off to other sites and other services once you have those built. If you're into things like art, photography, pretty much anything other than video, Instagram's a really good option for that too. It's a free service. If for some reason you ever quit the business and scrap it all together, you can still keep that business page on Facebook for future reference. All right, point number three, making it legal, going through all the paperwork that you're going to need to go through to make sure that your business is something permissible by wherever you live. I didn't know anything really about how to start a business, so I just simply used the internet, searched out what I needed to do. I looked for articles that were specific to Canada on how do you start a business? What are the first steps? What kind of forms do I need? Those are all things that I just kind of went through one at a time. A couple websites that I definitely recommend are checking out the Government of Canada website, specifically in relation to the revenue agency portion of the site, and then check out your city or your town or your province's vendor's license rules and regulations. Even with just a few $100s, which does seem like a lot at the beginning when you're not making any money, I was able to do a business license, a vendor's license, register my business name as a legitimate business, and not have to worry about any negative repercussions. And the final thing that's a part of that is also record keeping. Make sure that you definitely keep records. Number 4, encouragement and support. Like I said, when I was starting out, I was getting people's help with logo, with website, with ideas for business names, but without having a couple of people around to just support me and encourage me through it. Obviously, there's a different dynamic if you're in a family situation than opposed to you just being all on your own. You have others to think about. You have others to be responsible for. So when you can get those on board with the track that you're headed down, that just makes it all the more better, and that enjoyment to pursue the thing that you're passionate about. I was already starting into some video stuff. If you want to check out some of the things that I and my wife and one of our friends were doing just on the side, coincidentally, it's called On the Side Productions, and you can find the channel here on YouTube. And it was just one of those platforms where I was trying desperately to figure out, is video something that I really want to do? Can we make it work? Now, obviously, there's been changes to the YouTube partnership program since then, and what we thought might turn out to earn us a little bit of money on the side hasn't really gone that direction. This channel, in fact, is going to be demonetized around the middle to end of February, as changes to that program also affected the watch time count and subscriber count of this channel. So mostly things like this are an excuse to maybe hopefully work my way back up to that minimum threshold and achieve something. But at the same time, it also is just a weekly reminder of me having to sit down and do some work and figure out what I love about video. It gives me an opportunity to definitely be editing and working on something every week, which I think is really important to keep that passion alive. Because just like anything else that you love, there's going to be times when you fall in and out of love with it. And so you just need that reminder that you love this, you want to keep working on it, you want to keep pursuing it, and here's why. If you're all wondering what I'm talking about in referring to my own video stuff, I'll have links to my own Vimeo and website below. It's rempelfilmscapes.com. You can go and check it out. You can share this video with other people, even though it's not directly linked to that account, because the videos that I do on whatever platform I do them is just a way to remind and encourage myself to pursue it so that I can share what I love with others. If you have any specific questions about the process, I'm not going to claim that I can answer every single one of them, but feel free to shoot them my way. I'll try to help you out as best as I can, or I might give you some tips on things that I forgot in the video itself that can help you progress, that can help you succeed. We'll talk to you next time.